So hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in this video right here, I will be showing you how I made my exaggerated gong sleeve. So quickly, this fabric by length is 24 inches, and then the wideness, that is the width, it is 44 inches. So please watch closely how I folded my fabric. I folded it first into two, just like I want to tie a scarf. That is horizontally into two, and then I arranged it and then folded it again into four. So I'm folding it in this manner so I can have the actual length to be 12 inches, and then I'll have enough space for how wide I want my gong sleeve to be. So after folding it in this manner, so I just reconfirmed that what I have for the full length of this sleeve is 12 inches, and then for the wideness of the gong sleeves, I'm going to be using 14.5 inches. So I later changed it to 14 inches, and then I'm going to mark it right there just with a straight line like you see me do. And after marking this 14 inches for the wideness of this sleeve, I will then come back again, and right at that first point, I'm going to come down by 3 to 4 inches depending on how you normally cut your sleeves. So I'm using 3.5 inches for mine, just like you see me mark it right there. And then I'll just create my normal armhole curve for the sleeve, just like you see me do, connect it to that point. And then I'm going to cut this. But before I cut it, so right at the hemline there, I'm going to come in by 1 inch, just 1 inch there, and then I'll create my slant line for the sleeve. So I just came in by 1 inch, and then I'll proceed now to cut this. So if you're still watching to this point, please guys, kindly like, and if you haven't subscribed, do well to subscribe. Thank you guys. So after I'm done cutting this, I'm going to bring in my peplum stand. So it's called different things in different area. I got mine for 900 naira a yard as at last week. So I'm going to fold this peplum stand like this and then bring in my sleeves. I'll just put it right on top, place it properly, and then I'll follow just the same pattern and cut it out. So if you're unable to get this peplum stand, you can use a normal gum stay, but the hard one, and you can double your gum stay to still achieve the same thing. It's going to work. Just double it and then cut it just like I'm doing, and you get the same thing. I promise you guys. So this is what we have after cutting it. The next thing I'll do now is to bring in my lining and cut out the same pattern. So after tracing it out and cutting it out on my lining, remember I'm cutting two pieces for the two sleeves. I will then bring in the Ankara again. So this is how to go about it. So I'm going to open this up just like you see me do. I remove one of the sleeve, and then I'll ensure that I am placing this on the wrong side. So I'll turn it to the wrong side, and then I'll bring in the peplum stand and then place it and ensure that I iron it properly with my hot iron, press it down and ensure that it gums to the fabric very well without any fold. And then after that, I will then turn my Ankara fabric just back to the front and then place the lining on it. The lining will be placed on the front side of the Ankara, and then I will sew just like you see me illustrate. I will make a straight stitch at that point. So just in case you are using a lace like me, I'll be combining a lace for mine. So this is the best time to bring in your lace. I'm using the length of 25 inches. I want the lace to be long. So I'll just cut out my normal sleeve pattern on this lace. So I just came down by 3 inches, and then I'll use the chalk to just trace my normal armhole curve. That's for the top part of this sleeve, and then I'll cut through it just like we usually do. And then for the hemline, I will ensure that what I have there is 5 inches. Usually the round of my ankle is 6 inches, but divided by 2, that's 3 inches, and then I'll just add extra 2 inches for both stitching allowance and all of that. So I'll trace it up and then cut it out. So guys, here's our gong sleeve pattern. I have stitched the hemline and then the side. So the next thing I'll do now is to turn it inside out, and after which I'll just arrange it properly. You can also press it down again with your hot iron, but after doing it, I'll trim off the excesses just like you see me do, and then from the top I'll begin to make like a small pleats. So you can do this while stitching on your main fabric, or you can do this just before taking it and sewing into the main fabric. After doing the small pleats, I will just close the sides, and that is all for these sleeves. So guys, I'll show you guys my own results after stitching the sides. So yes guys, this is what we have. It's so beautiful and fits the dress very well. I'm going to try it on so you guys can see the final look on me. The sleeves came out really nice. So this is it guys. You can see it's very beautiful and it stands perfectly well. So remember that we use 14 inches. In case you want to make yours a little bit more pronounced, you can use 16 inches. So thank you guys for watching, and see you in my next video. Bye.